Yeah, I know, but what I'm thinking is if at the court of first instance that doesn't happen, and then, well, yeah, Supreme Court, I should say, doing that, wouldn't that affect the overall justice delivery?
Certainly it will affect. That is why the CJN and NJC must see how to help the states that are not financially
What can he do?
No, what they can do, you know, ICT is not too capital intensive, if we must be fair to ourselves. ICT is not capital intensive. It's the attitudinal disposition that is a challenge, as it were. Because some person, when you are used to a way of doing things, you want to have a control over a proceeding. You feel that as you are writing, you are having a control. But you know, sometimes when you don't see a judge writing, you feel that maybe he's not paying attention to you, not knowing that the ICT has taken care of that particular aspect. So there's more of attitudinal than even the monetarily, if we must be true to ourselves. And if you look at other jurisdictions like South Africa, you see how the trial is even online and all those particular stuff. Any case that is of a national interest, apart from corruption, should also be seen how they can air it online.
Did the speech speak to you enough about fundamental challenges concerning, say, appointment of judges, for instance?
The appointment of judges, the speech did not talk about that, but if you look at the revised provision of NJC guideline for appointment of judges, and in the recent appointment interview that have been going on, that aspect have been adequately handled by NJC. And you know what, it's just like in my place, you say that the rat that you have killed, you don't need to look for it any longer. You try to look at the one that is trying to escape. So that aspect have been frontally tackled.
Let me bring in this one, because a lot of people expect so much from the bar, and they may have a question or two. What kind of role do you see them playing to ensuring that this policy direction actually thrives?
That is a fundamental question, because everything is boiled down to the bar. Because the bar is a supply chain to the bar, to the bench. So if the bar is honest, impeccable, and integrity driven, it will have a positive impact on the bench too. At the same time, you see there's I won't say comradeship as it were, but whether we like it or not, the bulk of the bench come from the bar. So the bar must see himself as a vanguard for the Nigerian society. It's not, when we're talking about service delivery or judiciary, it's intangible, but it's felt every day. When there's injustice anywhere, it threatens the national security. And so the bar must look at itself as beyond politics, because the politicization of MBA has actually made them not to be able to be alive to its responsibility with due respect.
So are they in a good place or not right now to align with this policy?
They are, I won't say they are not in a good place, but the politics, there's too much politics in MBA.
Let's take it from there when we come back from this break in a moment. Join us again. Welcome back. Well, with the politics within the bar, which you highlighted, and then coupled with what some raised as to whether or not SAN should go ahead and become judges, with an already existing question about how judges are appointed, do you think that with those issues still pending, will this policy not be hampered by some of this?
First and foremost, the NJC has a guideline for appointment of a judicial officer, and those guidelines are sacrosanct, and anyone that meets those guidelines ought to be appointed. But I'm of the considered view that once you are benefited or you are opted to become a senior advocate of Nigeria, you must remain, you have attained distinction at the bar. There is no need of crossing over. When I say there's no need, you cannot let cross over assuming such person is even Attorney General of Federation, like the mentioned Nnamani. Nnamani was a public officer that you can x-ray his public life. But when somebody that is a senior advocate, you don't know his private life or his public life, as it were, and you are just nominating him to become a Supreme Court justice, it deprives a lot of persons that are putting a lot of energy, a lot of industry.
But you just said that the sacrosanct, the NJC have those guidelines, and once it's met, you have nothing to worry about.
But that's why I'm trying to say, even as much as the NJC rules is sacrosanct, but we must also look at the social policy
What are the social policies?
The social policy, those persons that have opted to be in the bar, in the bench, also have a dream or aspiration to attain the peak of their profession. So with those industries that they are put in, like Justice Obande or Obuniya, I've read his judgment and I look forward to when such person will be elevated to Supreme Court. And all of a sudden, a senior advocate that have made a lot of money, because there are a lot of money in the bar as a senior advocate, and you all of a sudden see him at the bench now, it deprived those persons of those industry to attain those particular positions. That is my only aspect. If not, there's nothing wrong as it were. What in Nigeria, we must look at the peculiarity of where we have found ourselves.
All right, well, to anchor at that point, Mr. John Alobo is a legal practitioner. I beg your pardon, Joshua Alobo, a legal practitioner. Thank you for coming on this morning. And that's the same as the show today. Thank you for watching. We'll see you tomorrow. I'm Chamberlain Uso.
I'm Neota Igbe.
Thank you. I'm Maokwe Ogun.